everyone knows who Godzilla is. The king of the monsters, the king of the nuclear breath weapon, and now the king of the ocean. Welcome back everyone to my channel, where today we regon Nasi, who is the true king of the ocean, when Aquaman takes on Godzilla in this colossal clash of the titans. Now, Arthur Curry, or Aquaman, as he's better known, has always been a fan favorite, but with the recent success of the 2018 movie, he's become one of DC's most recognized heroes, and it's no wonder why. Jason Momoa did an excellent job of portraying the half-human, half-Atlantean superhero. His portrayal made Arthur seem more likable than ever before. In the comics, Aquaman's power level can vary greatly depending on which writer is behind the wheel at any given time. In some storylines, he's pretty much just a guy with cool powers that live in the sea, while in other stories, he's portrayed as being extremely powerful enough to challenge Superman himself. He was even able to defeat a god in the recent Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. Godzilla, on the other hand, needs no introduction. The king of the monsters first appeared in the movie Godzilla back in 1954 and has been wreaking havoc on the world ever since, though his origins and motives for destroying Japan varies greatly depending on which film you look at. One thing that has remained constant over the years is his sheer destructive capabilities. Though he is called the king of the monsters, Godzilla isn't actually a monster. In fact, he's considered by many to be a force of nature similar to a hurricane or a tsunami. I guess in a way he kinda is a monster. Anywho, Godzilla's motive for attacking humans varies from being a direct response to nuclear testing to just wanting to cause mass destruction for fun. Regardless of his reason, Godzilla has taken countless lives throughout his existence, and he isn't afraid to destroy entire cities. So with that said, let's jump into the facts. Fact no. 1. Arthur is royalty. When it comes to power levels, there's not much that beats having complete control over an entire nation. Arthur Curry wasn't born into the role of king. He had to win it, fair and square, by defeating the villainous Black Manta. To say that Arthur's coronation was epic would be a horrific understatement. Not only did he beat the living crap out of Black Manta, but the Zebel army also came to aid against the armies of Atlantis. Thanks to his mother, Queen Atlana, and his sister, Princess Giselle, Arthur managed to win the war and become the new king. Now, we all know how much more powerful someone becomes when they have the weight of an entire nation resting on their shoulders. This extra power boost could help Arthur against Godzilla, but the question is by how much? This fact doesn't really matter, because if the weight of an entire nation resting on your shoulders makes you more powerful, then we should take this chance to talk about the weight of the oceans resting on Godzilla's shoulders. That's right, in the latest Godzilla film, Godzilla vs. It's revealed that Godzilla aren't just attack humans because he is mad at them for causing him pain. He attacks them because he believes it's his responsibility to protect the balance of nature. I mean, just listen to this. Titanus Rex, Skull Island, or just Kang for short, asks Godzilla why he's attacking him, and Godzilla responds, "You are not the one who will inherit this world. You are nothing but an organism that has strayed from its natural environment." After that, Godzilla explains that he is the planet's alpha predator and must fulfill his duty to maintain balance in nature. And what better way to do that than to wipe out humanity and every other creature on the planet except for himself, of course. So even if Arthur does get a power boost from his people counting on him, it is highly unlikely it would be anywhere near as powerful as whatever Godzilla gets from being the planet's alpha predator. Fact 3. Arthur has been to space. Remember that scene in the 2018 movie when Arthur was fighting Black Manta in the trench, and he mentioned how the ocean is UNT's limit, but it is the limit of the Earth? Well, it turns out there was just a cool line to foreshadow that the fight would soon be moving outside of the water. It was actually hinting at the fact that Arthur has not just been to outer space once, but twice. Back in the Justice League of America Volume 3 number 36, Arthur and Mera were traveling through a portal that led them to the planet Apparently the portals in the comics work both ways, meaning Arthur didn't just travel to Thanagar, he traveled to space as well. Later on, during the Dark Knight's death metal storyline, Arthur was sent into space by Batman, so that he could use his abilities to help fix the damage done to the atmosphere by the Darkest Night. And if that's not proof that Arthur can survive in space, I don't know what is. Surviving in space usually requires a spacesuit, but sometimes there are exceptions to this rule. When Superman was trapped inside the Phantom Zone, he lost his powers. which meant that his body would eventually begin to shut down. Luckily for Clark, Manel volunteered to give him part of his own life force so that Kent would survive. As a side effect, this also gave Superman the ability to breathe in space. However, this was only temporary. Mon-El explained that it would wear off eventually and Clark would need another transfusion. Arthur may not have powers in space, but as long as he has his helmet, he should be able to survive. With that said, he'd still need air to breathe, which means it's likely he wouldn't last very long. Fact 4. Godzilla has been to space too. Yep, that's right. Godzilla has also been to space. Godzilla first entered space back in 1969 when he starred in the movie, you guessed it, Godzilla vs. Space Monster. In it, Godzilla leaves Earth to save humanity from a monster named Hedera that was sucking the oxygen out of the atmosphere. During his journey to space, Godzilla is exposed to cosmic rays, which transform him into something called Godzilla, the galaxy's guardian. Don't ask me to explain it. All I know is that it gives him a dope-looking outfit, way stronger atomic breath, and the ability to fly. In later films, Godzilla has been shown to be able to fly without the cosmic makeover, but in this case, it was still a huge factor in helping him defeat Hedorah and protect the Earth. There was a point in the movie where Godzilla seemed to lose all of his power. He was completely drained after battling Hedorah, but thanks to the love of a beautiful alien woman named Princess Alien, he was able to regain all of his strength and defeat the monster once and for all. So if Arthur can find a way to bring Godzilla's power levels down, he may have a chance at winning. Fact 5. Aquaman can't swim.
Wait, what?
How is the king of the seven seas unable to swim? Well, to answer this question, we're going to have to do a little explaining. Most people think that Aquaman being the king of the seven seas means he rules over all the salt water on the planet, but that's not true. He's actually the king of Atlantis, a hidden city located beneath the Atlantic Ocean. If Arthur was truly the king of all the water on Earth, then he'd also be the king of every single raindrop. Yeah, Aquaman would literally be the king of the world. As you can imagine, there are other problems with this idea. For starters, there's no way Arthur could ever hope to protect every raindrop on the planet. Even if he could, who would protect Atlantis while he was off hanging out in the clouds? Because of this, it is safe to assume that Arthur's title is simply a reference to the fact that Atlantis is located beneath the sea. So yeah, technically speaking, Aquaman can't swim. Sorry, I know. It just completely ruins everything. And trust me, I never thought this was possible until I started making these videos. But alas, it is true. Despite being the king of the seven seas, Aquaman isn't exactly great in the water. And with that said, let me know who you think would win in the comment section below. But before I reveal who the winner is, I need to say this. This video was meant to be a fun way to pass the time. It was never my intention to upset anyone or ruin anyone's day. So please don't be angry at me for ruining Aquaman's reputation. I didn't do it for that reason. I'm not sure how else to say it. I just want everyone to enjoy these videos, and I'm sorry if I've upset you. Now as for who would win, there's really only one answer. And that is, of course, Godzilla. Godzilla is the king of the monsters. It's right there in his title. Arthur is powerful, but even with the added benefits of being the king of Atlantis, he just doesn't stand a chance against a radioactive giant lizard with an atomic breath weapon and a bone to pick with humanity. Godzilla may not be the smartest monster around, but he is the most dangerous. With that said, I do believe Arthur would put up a good fight. The battle may not be as easy as Godzilla just running up to Arthur and nuking him, though it would definitely end with Arthur getting nuked. I just don't see it happening fast. Either way, that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching and I'll catch you all next time.